here with the man, Anthony Orozco, undefeated in MMA. He has a grip of fights now. And so we've already realized that you're not a one-trick pony, that the wins were not flukes. You've beat all types of people, really high-level fighters. So tell us a little bit about the fights that some of these guys may not have seen. You've probably seen most of his epic fights, but you may not have seen his world's fight. So you went down and competed in a tournament against, the best in the world, really, in your weight class from all around. And tell us a little bit about your opponents and how each fight went down. And tell us a little bit about the one fight that you were disappointed in for not finishing.
Oh, yeah. So this fight was specifically the Pan Ams, or this tournament was the Pan Ams. I flew down to Monterrey, Mexico, and fought the 3 best guys that they could collect in Latin America. So I was the best North American representative, and then, or best from North America, and then they got all their best guys from South America, and I ended up winning that tournament. The tournament looked like 3 fights over the course of 3 days. I had finished the first guy in the first round, second guy in the second round, and then the third guy was kind of a stud. He kept it at a decision, but I won every round. So I still have won every round I've ever fought, but I didn't get to finish that guy.
And you were mad about that.
Yeah, he was pretty sick though. He was like 5-0, 5-0 in MMA, and then Muay Thai, like undefeated Muay Thai stud.
Really?
Yeah, and he's from Uruguay. So
you don't feel too bad about it. And he was also a champion wrestler as well, right? Like he had a really high level wrestling.
I don't remember seeing accolades for wrestling, but his coach had a great strat. So he wrestled me well. He wrestled back well, but I don't remember his wrestling accolades.
That's amazing.
He was sick.
So you got a fight coming up. The next epic fighting, 11-11, easy to remember, 11-11-22. And you just coincidentally, timing worked out perfectly. You're going to go to a UFC training camp before the 11-11.
Yeah. So
tell us about that and how that came about.
Yeah, Jim Nightingale is the guy that helps out the USA team. So he was associated for the Pan Am tournament, and then he's also helping us out for the World's tournament in Vegas that's happening in January. He set up a little training camp for the USA team, and that's November 4th through the 7th.
So you go 4th through the 7th, come back, a couple days to put it all together, and then bam.
Yeah, and then take it to this guy.
You know anything about your opponent?
Yeah, I actually watched all his videos last night, came up with a full game plan, like it's game on for this guy.
So what do you think?
Well,
what are his strengths and weaknesses? How are you gonna capitalize?
Yeah, I have all this down in my notes, but I also have it right here. He throws heavy right hand, throws heavy back right leg kick, so it's just circle one way. Maybe he's evolved in the past few fights, but how I'm gonna nullify that is just circling and staying calculated and ready for when he throws that big back kick or that big right hand, and I've been dealing with that.
So I don't know if I'm giving away too much strategy here. So you could say like
prep for it, brother. Not gonna.
But when he kicks, do you check and counter? Do you take down? What do you do? Are you trying to get this to the ground? Are you trying to stand with this guy?
There's a few options. I'm thinking about checking the kick and then throwing some 2 and then shifting and throwing another 2. I'm also thinking about not checking it, doing this little nice little hook when he kicks it, so it'll be stuck next to my leg, and then throwing a 2 and he'll fall right over. I'm also thinking about getting saucy on him and not being there when he throws that kick, and maybe throw a little roundhouse type of thing. Like there's a lot of options, and I've been in the dungeon, working on this shit. So
you've been working on it. So tell us a little bit about what your day looks like, because fighting is not your full-time gig. You've got to work to, pay for your food and things like that. And so what does a day in the life of Anthony Orozco look like?
If it's just related to training, I get 2 practices a day. But for when I wake up, I go for a little walk, and then I start my job, which is at an auditing firm. So I start my 4-hour session.
Auditing what?
Auditing financial statements of private and public companies.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not for the IRS.
No, okay. I'm not that guy.
Good.
I'm not that black suit guy. But so I'll work from 9 to 11, go to a practice during my lunch break, and then eat some lunch after. Then go back to work, get a little more focused hours of work in, and then work out again at 4. Okay. So I get 2 separated practices a day. I'm not exhausted for either of them. I'm mentally sharp, ready to go, ready to learn.
What time you wake up? What time you go to bed, roughly?
I wake up probably around 8 every day. It fluctuates. Sometimes I feel good at 7:30. Sometimes I feel like I need a little more REM.
Yep.
Then I go to sleep at like 11:30. Very recently, I started like really taking control of my sleep. I got this fucking Whoop. Actually, no, I got this thing. No free shout outs, but it tracks my sleep. It tracks my heart rate. Like, I'm taking this shit seriously now. Like, it's kind of game over for everyone that's in my way.
Dang.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you would like to fight? Is there anyone that's like you've been kind of thinking about, whether they be, you know, someone in Epic? Maybe you can say someone from Epic that you feel like would be a really good match for you, because I know you feel like you're kind of better than most of the opponents that you've had, and you really you don't love it. You don't love the easy wins. You kind of love the competition. You want to, you know, you do so much training, you want to spend some time in there. And also like maybe, you know, UFC and champions and stuff like that. Is there anyone like that you feel like you would be able to take on or eventually and fight and that would put you, you know, on a contender for one of the best in the world?
Well, I have some short-term, some mid-term, and long-term goals. Short-term, I'd really like to fight Darrell. He's established as a wrestler, and I think I'm the most decorated wrestler at Epic, so it'd be sick to see like the next best guy in the ring there.
We can make that happen, Harvey.
That'd be sick.
Let's do that.
That's obviously like
he's a stud.
Probably the best matchup for me that we've seen in a while.
Yeah. I would love to say that. I would pay.
Yeah,
I would pay a lot of money to see that fight.
It'd be fireworks. And we both wrestled in the same, like, at the same level. So
you guys knew about each other.
Yeah, we're friends.
Through wrestling. Yeah. So
we never got to compete against each other. I think he was a 197 pounder when I was 184 in college. But we always knew each other. We're always homies. But
he's an athletic stud and a super nice guy like you. Like, I love it how these super high level, you know, wrestlers, athletes, combat athletes are usually like the nicest guys, super like you need discipline. Like you need discipline to perform at that high of a level. Who else?
So that's short term. He'd be a good fight. I would like to midterm. I'm probably gonna go pro soon, maybe in 2023. And I got my eyes set on a few guys at Cage Warriors. There's this guy just lost, so my eyes were set on him. His name's Chasen Blair. He also wrestled. And he wrestled at Rancho Bernardo. So we wrestled the same time. So my
nephew, rest in peace, he was really good friends with him. And I believe his dad is one of our referees and commissioners.
I bet.
Yeah, and that kid is a stud.
Yeah.
Didn't that kid go like All-American or something like that?
I know he wrestled D1, and I know he was like a great wrestler.
That kid is a stud.
We're from Cali, so I watched him wrestle. I watched him grow up basically from afar.
Is he your age? No, he's younger than you, right?
I think he's 1 year younger.
Okay, so yeah, that's like a family friend. Like I know my sister is really close with him. All right, cool. So yeah, you gotta get that fight. That would be great.
But he did just lose, so I don't know if that'd be like the right move. I would like to fight the guy that he just fought and lost to too. So there's options there, and that's short term. That's like my early pro career. Eventually, I think after 3 wins at pro, the first 3 pro fights, I think I'm gonna go and get a fucking contender series shot, get like a contract shot, which in that case, beat that guy. That's going to be like the blood rounds of a tournament. That's going to be the craziest fight, I'm sure. Or I could end it quick, like who knows. And then long term, just be in the UFC and fight top 10 guys and climb my way. But like I said, I'm taking this shit seriously. So
yeah,
it's game over for these guys.
Heck yeah. Well, if you guys haven't seen him fight, you get a chance to see him on 11/11/22. That's November 11th. At Epic Fighting. You can get your tickets at epicfighting.com. If you don't know the location, it's here in San Diego, 8110 Aero Drive. That's AERO Drive, 92123 San Diego. And if you can't make it in person, we've got the pay-per-view for you. Epicfightinglive.com is always the pay-per-view. If you ever want to see these guys fight from far away because you can't make it to the event, just go to epicfightinglive.com and order your pay-per-view. You don't want to miss this guy. I promise you he's the next big thing. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, of course.